as they try and pad their pockets with cash, but it didn't go as planned. First, they failed to pack the 19,000-seat arena in Toronto, Canada. Obviously, in the video coming up, you'll hear the echoing. With so many empty seats, it was an embarrassment. They trashed President Donald Trump over not believing in climate change. Then it got worse. Hillary had a medical issue on stage, which was caught on video for everyone to see. According to reports, this latest money grab from the Clintons managed to attract 3,300 people in a stadium that holds over 19,000, which works out to be about an 83% empty stadium. This figure is made even more embarrassing by the fact that at the date of this event, the venue was not even able to give tickets away for $6.55 each. Ticket prices started between $53 and $200 Canadian, and to top that off, the former first couple used most of their time bashing President Trump. And then it brings us back to HRC, or Hillary Clinton's medical issue on stage, that really is the only reason the Clintons are getting any press coverage whatsoever. Right in the middle of the talk, the 71-year-old had one of her famous coughing fits that went over and over for minutes as she looked at Bill to rescue her. And even a former Clinton aide turned on them by saying, "I just think the optics of going to an event where people are paying to see them and they are financially gaining from this, I am not sure that is the right way to regenerate them back into the public sphere."
Other countries. He just doesn't want people like me saying, wait a minute, why are we doing this? And let's try to stop it.
So I'm going to ask a question, a serious question, and then maybe we'll end up on a little bit of a lighter note. But the United States pulled out of the Paris Accords, climate accords. Every other country in the world is a contributor. I guess my question to you, because this is very difficult for Canada. We're trying to put a price on pollution in Canada, and it's difficult to do when we see our neighbor and competitor and collaborator to the south that's going another way. So just to lay our cards down, it's tough on us. But is there any doubt in your mind that about the science of climate change, or that there is climate change happening and that it's man-made or person-made? To either one of you, is there any doubt on this, or any doubt that the United States should be showing more leadership to the world on this?
It's really interesting you ask it, because you talked about putting a price on carbon. We actually had Trent Lott, who was the Republican leader when I was president. I think John Breaux, who represented Louisiana, a big oil-producing state.
But Hillary Clinton, she's agreeing with the Maxine Waters of the world, it appears. Listen to this next soundbite. She's saying civility is not an option.
You cannot be civil with a political party that wants to destroy what you stand for, what you care about. That's why I believe if we are fortunate enough to win back the House and or the Senate, that's when civility can start again.
Well, what does that mean exactly, Kellyanne?
Look, usually when she opens her mouth respectfully, she offends at least one half of the country, and she did it again. But I think her discourse now is a little bit dangerous. I don't like the implications there. It's one thing to call us deplorable, irredeemable, laugh at people who don't have all the privileges that she has had with her Ivy League law degree and through her marriage to a much more popular a man who actually was a two-term president that she'll never be. I don't like that kind of talk, and I avoid it. My boss has called for civility. He's said that he represents all Americans. We don't run around asking people what their party affiliation is when he's cutting their taxes and allowing their small businesses to be free of regulations and growth. We're impervious to that. And yet, and I want to say something else. I don't see all these Democratic candidates banging down Hillary Clinton's door, asking her to lock arms. She's not, again, she has to go with her husband to do this 13-city tour, $120 million that I assume they're not going to donate to some center on women's and girls. I don't see her doing that. So I think it's not just unfortunate and graceless, but a little bit dangerous. And I would ask her to check that.
Little known to the American people about Hillary Clinton and her Uranium One scandal, this report attempts to explain is that during the 2016 U.S. presidential election, it was under intense investigation by the FBI field offices in New York City, Los Angeles, and Washington, D.C., and Little Rock, Arkansas. But when criminal evidence committed by Hillary Clinton was presented by the FBI before top Justice Department officials, they were all met with stern and icy stares and had their evidence outright dismissed, with one of the top-level FBI officials participating in this meeting stating that was one of the weirdest meetings I've ever been to, unquote. Immediately after the Justice Department shot down the FBI's criminal evidence against Hillary Clinton, this report notes that the FBI director, obviously at the time James Comey, then appointed Diane Upchurch to be the FBI's agent in charge of Little Rock, and with Upchurch being the lieutenant of now disgraced former FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe, should have ended this investigation forever. Most unfortunately for Hillary Clinton, though, this report continues, Donald Trump won the U.S. presidency instead of her, and who ordered a new FBI investigation into Hillary Clinton's crimes to begin, and that Clinton's chief spokesman, Nick Merrill, excoriated the FBI for reopening the case, calling the probe disgraceful and suggesting it was nothing more than a political distraction from President Trump's Russian controversies. Far from Trump's new investigation into Hillary Clinton being disgraceful or a political distraction, however, this report does note the Inspector General of the Department of Justice, Michael Horowitz, did indeed determine that both the FBI and Justice Department broke the law in their investigation of Clinton during the 2016 U.S. presidential election. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is just further evidence that President Trump is the right person in the office, just like congressmen and senators and Hollywood actors and actresses who can't stand President Trump. It's only because they have something to lose because he's in office, because he will tell you the truth. He will tell you what's been going on and what these crazy, loony, liberal lunatics have been getting away with for decades.
I think we have a problem here that's similar to immigration, that this president keeps writing checks he can't cash. You can't keep making guarantees about he's going to fix it, the economy's going to be great, and then it not happen, and then just tweet at someone else.
Yeah, the economy's doing pretty well. 400,000 manufacturing jobs in 2 years.
If you're going to, $1.2 trillion in tax cuts, $1 trillion of that went to stock buybacks. Your viewers on Fox Business know very well that is not helpful.
Can I jump in here for a second? Because don't give me that line. Philippe,
what
stock
line is
buybacks are perfectly, utterly fine. And I'm going to tell you
why,
why, sir.
They're just not helpful to the worker.
Because they make us more competitive. Ultimately, they are. I'll tell you, most of the country does have a 401k.
If Fox gave you a bonus than if Fox bought back
Felipe, let her school you.
You're talking about the overall health of our economy, and there's nothing wrong with buybacks. The money goes back into the system, and it goes back into people's 401ks,
the economy is not going to be like this forever. And he needs
Listen, the economy's doing great. That's
by the White
I don't know how
House's
you
own
refute
admission,
that right now. You can look at what happened at GM, and it's terrible.
I'm
but
saying that as the economy slows, which even the White House says it will in the 2019 year, he can't just be blaming everybody else. He needs to fix things, and he's incapable of doing that, and it's why Republicans lost the House.
Did you know, Philippe, that we just had record tax revenues? Despite that tax cut, record tax revenues.
I know that 14,000 people are losing their jobs under a president who said he's the best job president in America.
He doesn't know what to say.
I know exactly what to say, Harlan.
Always good to see you. I'm going to leave it. Thank you so much, Harlan and Philippe.